Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. How many times have you heard people say there's got to be a better way to buy a car? And our guest today believes that exact same concept to be true, and he's going to offer some ideas on just how to do that. And I've been looking forward to it. I found it interesting and intriguing, and we should have fun this segment with our next guest, Ernie Garcia, and his company's called Carvana. Welcome to the program. How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
It's Carvana.com, correct? And by the way, what is your role with that business?
So I'm the CEO, and that's right, Carvana.com, Carvana.com.
It was recognized by Forbes magazine and in 2015 as among America's most promising companies. What does that mean?
It was extremely exciting. I think it's funny. You set out to build a business, and you're always very hopeful about how things are going to turn out, and then every once in a while, something like that happens. You walk into the office in the morning and you find yourself on Forbes, and it was a pretty exciting day. But yeah, we were named Forbes' 5th most promising company in the country.
That's amazing. Tell us exactly what you do compared to the competition.
So yeah, I mean, what we do is incredibly simple. We sell cars, and we leverage an online interface to do that. So basically, we're an e-commerce business that sells cars. The value proposition is very straightforward. By not paying for a dealership or for all the labor that's normally at a dealership, we're able to save customers $1,500 in price. We don't charge dock fees. That saves them a couple $100 more. We have 25% of our customers that go through the whole process in 15 minutes or less. We deliver cars to customers' door the next day. They have a 7-day return policy if they don't like the car, and we come pick it up from them and don't charge them anything if they don't like it. And so that's basically what we've done is we just brought e-commerce to automotive retail. So
geographically, I mean, to be able to deliver a car to your door, are you limited geographically of where a client can be?
We are. So, yeah, I think from a business perspective, selling cars online is a very, very different value proposition than selling most things online. If you're selling books or, anything else online, you can basically just leverage, UPS or whatever to deliver those products for you. We have to kind of build our own logistics infrastructure to deliver cars to customers' doors. So we're rolling out market by market. We do offer a national delivery service by leveraging third-party delivery companies. So that's available anywhere in the country. But for the most part, we roll out market by market. That's when we offer free delivery to customers, and we start to kind of market and make people aware of our presence. And we just recently launched in Dallas, Texas, a week and a half ago.
Okay. And so how far out in Dallas can you reach?
So we'll go 75 miles for free. We'll go up to 250 miles for $199. And then we will be very rapidly opening up all the other kind of major population centers in Texas over the coming months.
Yeah, so I'm assuming
when we open up those markets,
that Houston is either
75-mile free delivery radius as well.
Houston's either next or very close to next, I would assume.
I'm sorry?
I would assume that Houston.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Houston's coming up soon.
Yeah, when do you expect Houston?
It'll be in the next couple months.
Next couple of months. So you're not even next year. You think it's going to be in 2015?
Definitely.
Oh, wow, that's great. How many locations are Carvana's? Where can they be found now? Nationwide.
So we're currently serving 5 markets. We're in Atlanta, Nashville, Charlotte, Birmingham, and now Dallas. And so that's kind of where we offer our free delivery service. And as I said, we're expanding that extremely quickly.
And when did you first launch?
We launched in February of 2013, and we've grown about 25 times, since that first year.
Interesting. It's pretty obvious why. Everything from the fact that, if you look at the website, which I encourage every listener to do, Carvana, that's exactly like it sounds, Carvana.com. Right there in the very top navigation, you've got the 4 major differences between Carvana and I think the perceived view of most car dealerships out there. Right from the very beginning, you're saving $1,500 based on Kelley Blue Book, delivered to your door in a very large perimeter area, very reasonable. 7-day test drive. You don't even have to worry about it. You decide in 3 days it's not the car you wanted. You just take it back. No questions asked. And then total transparency. I love the total transparency part of the website where it literally shows a sample of one of your vehicles with a little tiny ding mark and a close-up image of that ding. You're knowing exactly what you're buying when you buy it.
That's exactly right. I think what we've set out to do is, we looked at why customers are so dissatisfied with the current car buying process, and what we believe that comes down to is that there's really, really a heavy cost structure to sell a car. It's very expensive to run a dealership. The average dealership spends about $2,000 per car they sell. And in order to recoup that cost, there's a lot of consumer friction that gets created. And so I think, our response to that has been to build a much lower cost way to sell a car. And then, by building that lower cost way, we can pass savings on to customers. We can give them a very simple experience that allows them to buy the car in 15 minutes. We're very forthright about everything about the car, whether it's imperfections or anything else. We proactively reach out to customers on the sixth day to see if they want to return the car, if they want to swap the car out, we'll facilitate that. And so we really are trying to treat customers much better, and we think that we actually can because we've addressed the cost structure. I think, too often you see TV commercials, with a dealer saying they're going to sell you a car for this discount or that discount. And I think it's important for consumers to ask why that is, right? I think when there's 50,000 dealers out there with a very, very similar cost structure, they're buying the same land, they're paying the same people, they're using the same third-party technology products, they're selling the same product, it's very, very difficult to economically offer a meaningfully different experience to customers. But because we've addressed the cost structure, we've built a different way to sell cars, we really can give customers a better experience.
I guess one of the big ways that your difference is that you don't warehouse cars, right? You just don't have tons of cars. You find you kind of find the car that a person's looking for. How does that work? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so interestingly, we do actually hold the inventory ourselves, and we think that's a really important part of selling cars online. So we just recently opened another distribution center in Dallas. We have one in Atlanta. And so what we do is we acquire much lower cost real estate. We go out and we acquire cars algorithmically. So every day we parse 80,000 cars that are available nationwide that could be sold to consumers. We find the ones that we think are the highest demand and the best deals for our customers. We transport those to one of our distribution centers, and on average we put about $1,000 into every car to certify it and get it retail ready. We're changing the oil, we're changing the tires if they need it, we're fixing whatever kind of needs to be fixed on the car, and then we're holding that car until a customer purchases it. So in that way, we are very much like a dealer in the sense that we own our own inventory, but we think that that's centrally important so that we can ensure car quality.
Yeah, very interesting. And that's cool. So kind of give us a little more clarity about how you're able to reduce your costs and pass those on to the consumer.
Yeah, so I think people are really interested. On average, buying a car takes about 4.5 hours in the U.S., right? And so that's a pretty long period of time. On average, there's about 2 employees that are helping a consumer, while they're purchasing that car. So that's about 9 hours of labor. On average, consumers go to 2 dealerships, so that ends up being 18 hours of labor. And on average, dealerships have about 50% utilization. On Monday through Friday, those employees are generally kind of sitting around without a lot to do because people are buying cars on weekends. They don't have 4 hours to go buy a car during the week. And so there ends up being about 36 hours of labor that goes into every car that gets sold. And so, when a customer buys a car and they spend 4 painful hours at a dealership, what they should keep in mind is that they're paying for 36 painful hours, and that's very expensive. So the labor component of that cost can oftentimes be between $1,200 and $1,600 just to pay all those people that are selling the car. And then many of the dealerships that consumers drive by and see, all that glass and all that land doesn't come at a cheap cost in great retail locations. And so oftentimes dealers are spending up to $25 million on those locations, and that adds another $300 to $700 of cost per sale. And so by getting rid of that, by building tools where customers can go through the whole purchase process themselves, we do have what we call customer advocates available at any point in time that a customer can call and ask questions of. They're not commissioned. We just built our entire business model in a very different way, and then we've built all of our own technology that enables all this, and so we don't have all the expenses that traditional dealers do.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great, and I'm really grateful that you shared it with us. And Eddie, I hope as you get closer to Houston that you let our people know so we can celebrate your opening here. We absolutely will. We'll give you a call and let you know when it's coming. I'd love to come on again. Yeah, you bet. Again, Ernie Garcia, he's with Carvana. That's CARVANA.com, and I encourage you to check him out. We have listeners all over the place, thanks to the web. USDailyReview.com, the national news website, will rebroadcast this, so it probably affects some of your other markets as well. Check out Carvana, see if one's near you. I think it's a cool model, and look forward to learning more about it in the future. When we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you that best content here shows up over there at USDailyReview.com. That website getting over 1 million hits a month. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter, and this is The Price of Business.